Join me for the flag salute.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Dear Father, help us to be receptive to the thoughts and challenges that come to us through prayer, through the printed page, and from the world around us. And help our leaders to find the best solutions to the problems that we face. We ask this in your name. Amen.
Amen.
In compliance with the Open Public Meetings Act, this is to announce that adequate notice of this meeting has been provided. Also pursuant to the 2014 bylaws, rules and regulations of the Board of Children Freeholders of the County of Burlington, time shall be set aside on the agenda for the receipt of public comments. Public comments will be received with respect to agenda items prior to board consideration of resolutions to be adopted. An additional opportunity for public comment will occur later in the meeting. Public comment shall be limited to 5 minutes per speaker. Unused time may not be transferred to another speaker. Persons may speak once for public comment period. I direct the Deputy Clerk to enter into the minutes of this meeting this public announcement and the advance written notice of this meeting. Freeholder Belgard. Here. Freeholder Donnelly. Here. Freeholder Howard. Here. Freeholder Schwartz. Here. And Director Gargano.
Here. At this point, I've been looking for a motion to approve the minutes of the regular meeting of October 22nd. So, motion by Freeholder Donnelly, second by Freeholder Howard. Questions or additions? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. We want the public comment on agenda items. As was explained a little earlier, this is just for agenda items. At the end of the meeting, we'll have an opportunity to talk about anything else you'd like to talk. So this would be agenda items. Lewis?
Freeholders are going to kind of neighborhoods over there, so I don't know how you represent. Agenda items, target F2 and F3. To our county budget.
They're basically the capital program. They're the dollars that will be spent on road programs or upgrade on our communication systems for our 911 system and any other small projects that will get done during the year, which will all be voted on as we move forward. This just basically locks the dollar amount away.
And F8, 16, 17, 21, and finally 28.
Hold on, F8. Rejection of contracts.
Freeholders, it's just our standard. There's 3 rejects and 4 awards on this adjustment.
You want a copy of it? Would that be your? We'll get you a copy of it. What was your next number? I'm sorry.
16, 17.
So this would be our. Basically a software maintenance contract for an existing program that we have within the county, which is at $37,000. And then the other one would be for 2 high scan and 1 high scan X-ray inspection system with 4-year extended warranty for the Sheriff's Department. 21? Yeah.
Black. F21, the authorization to purchase software maintenance and support from Carousel Industries.
That is for the software maintenance for the existing 911 telephone system. It provides 24/7, 365 days of support for the 911 center for the phone system.
Thank you.
Our question, I think we can do 21. Is the 911 center have or being prepared for text to 911, that being possible?
Physical attacks, information technology attacks. What
That's
type
California.
Of? I'm sorry?
Several states have that. You can text.
Say that again one more time.
Some states in the United States have from text to 911.
Do we accept text in the 911, Mr. Bennett?
That's in the next generation 911 that is not yet implemented in the county. However, we are working towards getting there.
Thank you.
And some state have it. I want to know if Burlington candidate, it would be easy if there's no signal and you can get through text. It'd be easy for the resident. We'd like to see that in the future. In 28.
28 is the amendment to the Burlington County District Solid Waste Management Plan. What we did was, with the solid waste management depot is, we have two areas that we're in the process now of filling with waste, garbage. And what we're doing is we're amending it, sending it to the state because we're going to be filling up another area. So the state just wanted I guess you would say kind of a rubber stamp drum, just to make sure it gets done.
I got a question in the public comment. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else? Seeing none, we'll move on to resolutions. I'd like to make a motion to approve resolutions 1 through 18, or F1 through F18 by unanimous consent. Motion by Gargano, second by Freeholder Howard. Questions?
Yes.
Okay.
So on F1, this might be surprising, but I only have one comment. I don't have any questions. So on the bills, I just need to recuse myself on page 25 from Camden County College. No, it's a little disappointing. I'll try to come up with extra questions next time.
So who is it disappointing?
I'm not disappointed. Any
I was a
other?
little disappointed in myself.
Any other?
Yes. So F10 and 11. I just wanted to make a comment about these RFQs that are going out. I know I expressed it in the conference meeting earlier, but I do have concerns about the pools and whether when we have this pooling process for qualified professionals, if we're not getting the best price by just choosing from the pools as we go along. So I don't have a problem with the actual RFQ process, but moving forward, if there's a way that we can sort of make sure and be certain that we are getting the best price, whether it's through receiving multiple proposals or some other mechanism, that's something that I would be interested in pursuing. And then, last but not least, I have F15, and I just wanted to note that I know that this is something that I had talked about, I guess, a year or so ago with regard to our assistant prosecutors, and I'm really glad to see that we've been able to come to the table and negotiate and come to an agreement with our assistant prosecutors. I know they do a lot of hard work in this county, and we want to make sure that they are being paid fairly. We're not losing folks, and I'm really pleased that we were able to come to an agreement with them. I hope that this works for everybody, and that we can have a strong group of prosecutors protecting and defending us here in Burlington County.
Any other? All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Abstentions?
Just as noted on that.
As noted.
Thank you, Director. This time I move for unanimous consent resolution items numbered F19 through F24.
So, motion by Freeholder Donnelly, second by Freeholder Howard. Questions?
I just had a question on F22, if we could get a little further explanation on what that specifically involves.
Yes, actually, I gave Mary past the email, so I'll take it.
Thank you.
This is the second property, this is one of those amendments to the DEP water quality plan, so the sewer service areas. This is one of those ones. This is in Mount Laurel.
That's all.
Any other? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Freeholder Howard?
Thank you, Director. This time I'd like to move unanimous consent resolutions F24 to F28.
Motion by Freeholder Howard, second by Freeholder Donnelly. Questions?
Yes. Like a broken record over here. So F24 through F26, if we could just, I know that we discussed this a little bit earlier this evening, but if we could just have an explanation, just for clarification for the public's sake, where it says First Amendment, Fifth Amendment, I think it would just warrant some explanation so people know what we're doing with regards to these.
The freeholders engage in what's called a fair and open process for the award of professional services contracts Pursuant to that policy, local public contracts law and Title 19 of New Jersey statutes, when a contract is awarded, it's awarded on an open-ended basis for particular vendors. And when additional work needs to be done pursuant to that open-ended contract, it is being done by amendment at this point. We have discussed doing it in a different fashion going forward next year, not couching these as amendments, but contract awards for specific projects based on the open-ended contracts. That process is still under review. Essentially, these are subsequent contract awards from those that are initially awarded under the county government process.
So is it fair or unfair to say that on item number 26, Fifth Amendment, would that be tantamount to a change order?
No, it's not a change order. It's an award for a specific project based upon the open-ended contract that was initially awarded.
It's 5 different projects.
That's correct.
That's all the clarification.
But
Because we had talked about change orders, and I'm sure everybody understands this is not a change.
not a
It's
change.
definitely not a change.
And when that's the conversation, I think we look at find a way to clean up that language. There's no difference, but it does, I don't like the way it reads. I don't think it's
Because we misinterpreted as a change order.
Yes.
We'll have to fix that for next year.
Any other? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Freeholder Schwartz?
This time I'd like to propose for unanimous resolution, items number F29, F30, and F31.
Motion by Freeholder Schwartz, second by Freeholder Howard. Questions? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Abstentions? Questions from the board? Now we move on to our other public portion. This can be on any item you'd like to discuss with the Freeholder Board. Do we have anybody signed up? No? Mr. Malanas.
Yes, sir. I just want to know if you talked to the governor about what I want.
I've not spoken to the governor. Did have a meeting today over at the base on basically there's a process where they're trying to set up some shared services and had some initial conferences about something like that we might be able to tie into, but nothing that's named in stone at this point.
I really appreciate it because, you know, in 1968 when I was in Vietnam, I was the only one alive for New Jersey. Our unit was wiped out. They get an ambush and bring our people out. And we got some more people alive from other states and applying to somehow recognize these people that they got killed in 68. And that's why I request that 509 combat engineers, 9509 American Legion that I got there. But the reason I request and the township, the freeholder, the guy was mayor and freeholder, and he let me collect the names. That's how we come out with the 509 American Legion. But actually, 509 combat engineers, we lost over 86 people dead. And I try to recognize them, and that's why I'm working on all around and see, you know, and now I'm going to need help for the freeholder on that. I really appreciate it, and thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
You guys doing a good job.
And we appreciate your service.
Thank you.
Mr. Lopez.
When I do something from Mojave, want to say, keep trying aiming, irritated, like I said. I lost many results, but I'm not giving up. There's an event tomorrow at the formerly called the Mojave Library. There's Van Corker Street from prehistoric to time to present day at 6:30 tomorrow, Thursday. And where's the status of FOP or the county contract? You any information.
We're in the process, what, just labor contracts?
Yeah.
We're in the process of, I think we're in the final stages of negotiations, and one we approved tonight with our prosecutors. So, I mean, I think we're, hopefully in the next few weeks we'll be approving these contracts.
And question for, I think for the 911 tax. I think if you could, look at the research what other states they're doing and how they integrate it, you could get some, some ideas how we can bring this to Burlington County. And my last question is, I'm just curious about, I'll be asking about that board about this. Just, well, for example, some cases they come in, get sick, come in, and they came from Africa, put them Burlington County jail. How they would say it came, positive. How to justify or get the whole jail locked down or
We basically, there's an entire procedures that are set up through the health department that deals with those issues. I mean, they've been meeting on it very often to make sure that we're set up in a position if anything does happen, we would be able to react. Anywhere. I mean, anywhere, if it happens in a community, if it happens in any position, any place in the county, what they're doing is they have those types of plans set up to turn around and to make it, do it properly. And I think they've done a great job so far, and luckily we really haven't had any issues.
And how's Silver Street? How's that going? 7th Street. Yeah, any numbers?
Well, I'll take it. Yeah.
We just had a little thing on it tonight. It is ahead of schedule. They're hoping that in the next few weeks they're going to be able to start doing some test runs. So it's moving forward, and as of right now, we're in great shape to hit our schedule probably early if we continue at this pace.
And a question about plastic bottles. All plastic bottles for all numbers can be recycled, right?
All plastic, say that again, all plastic bottles.
For all numbers.
All numbers cannot be recycled. Jerome, are you still here?
And
what numbers don't we take? 2,
right,
4?
we've expanded the program. We're taking 1, 2s, 5s, and 7s, but not 3s and 4s at this time because they're not markets viable to receive them. Once there are, we'll be able to expand them.
While you're standing up in your own spot, what are the other new things that under this new program that we're taking? I know we're taking like yogurt containers and
right. The plastics have increased. The other thing is we sort of got a pilot program, a quiet program with taking the aseptics or milk cartons and stuff like that. This system, the old system, really didn't have a real efficient way of getting them out. The new system will. So once the new system comes online, we'll really start promoting those a lot more as well.
What about minerals or metals?
That is not what we're set up to do.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Well, metals, aluminum.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, sir. Anyone else? Mr. Bracy.
Good evening. Thank you for your time. What I decided after the outcome of the most recent election, so it's really clear, quite frankly, there's always been a 3-2 majority in Burlington County. It never was a problem. The problem is there's no common ground and understanding. What I do believe, because of your outstanding services staff and an honest statement that you've made prior to the election, that there's going to be more money, and I find that encouraging. However, when over $500,000 is spent between 2 seats on the Freeholder board, it's got to end, and it will end. What I'm going to do as of tonight is formally form the Burlington County Personal Choice Party. We're going to run one candidate in 2015, only one, because we're not going to go with the 3-2 in Burlington County anymore. There's going to be a 2-2-1. And what that's going to do is take money out of the process. And I'm going to begin over the next 6 months with a public referendum. Trust me, Joe, it's going to happen.
The math doesn't work.
2 Republican, 2 Democrat, and 1 public choice candidate representing the Burlington County Board of Chosen Freeholders in 2015, 2016, and thereafter. Write it down, Joe.
There were 2 Democrats who stayed.
Well, you know what, Joe? When you run 2, we're going to run 1. When you run 3, we're going to run 2. Got it? Now, I'd like a little extra time because I really didn't come here to banter. I promised my 3 sons and my 8 grandbabies, after not being able to walk for 4.5 months, I will no longer banter with this board. My credentials and my good works are impeccable. You don't have to like me. You don't have to like my mannerisms. But you can't take issue with me and what I am. And I'm no longer going to fall prey into that game. When folks say for every dollar a candidate spends on advertising, it should be required to give matching amount to the local food bank or homeless shelter. Perhaps then the money would be spent wisely. I'm not saying that. The people that I've represented, the 2,000 plus people I've represented through a Facebook program I've developed since I initially ran, and more are saying that. What is clearly known now is money has influenced how governance occurs in Burlington County and elsewhere. So like Medford Township, I'm going to create an opportunity. You can't refuse, but most likely will, because you have to place a referendum on the ballot. According to state guidelines, any individual can only provide $2,600 for campaign contribution. Our party will only permit $500, period. Now, I know there's that ceiling, close to $15,000 for pay-to-play influence. We're going to accept nothing less than $3,000. Now, here's what I believe. I believe the residents of Burlington County have had it. I believe that both parties have tried to vilify me in many different ways. I'm still standing and I'm walking now. But once you continue to look beyond how I appear and understand what my credentials are and my good works, folks are going to look at me again, because you know what? It's never been about who and what you are. It's always about your good deeds. Joe, you know that. You're St. Joe's. So is my son. That's an important part of St. Joe's. You understand that. I'm a Burlington boy. That's an important part of growing up in Burlington. And I'm going to bring that back to Burlington County governance. But I will be meeting. And see, some of you may think this is a lark, but you really haven't taken time to truly understand who and what I am. I have close relationships with former freeholders, former county administrators, because the truth of the matter is, my family is rooted in Burlington County. In case you didn't know, my mother created innovative programs in psychiatric nursing that became national models when she ran Buttonwood Hall, which was a psychiatric hospital that sadly no longer exists. My father's one of the administrators that created one of the best Burlington County health departments, and was a very close friend with Ralph Meadow. Gee, it's named after him, the Ralph Meadow Health Center. My dad was one of the principal administrators that laid the foundation. I did the field work for the creation of the best special services district in the nation, and I was its first ever all-district teacher, although politics kind of interfered with that. But you know what? I still got the plaque. It means nothing, signifies nothing, but those that I interacted with know what it is, as every one of you on this dais do. But what I'm not going to do is I'm not going to allow my emotion, my passion, and you know what? I'm sorry to tell you, my behavioral disorders, to allow you to continue to take issue with me as a person. The Burlington County Public Choice Party will select one candidate for 2015, 2016, and we will run on a platform. Because you know what, when I ran last time and beat Mickey Mouse, because both parties did everything they could to keep me off the ballot, I actually presented ideas that are real. And I have shared ideas with this body for over 5 years. However, I'm not a politician. I'm a progressive thinker. I'm an activist. But I will form a political party, and I'll take every vote in Burlington County. I want Republican votes, I want Democratic votes, I want everybody's vote. We will have a freeholder sitting on this board in 2015, 16, and Joe, then it will be 2-2-1. Thank you.
Anyone else?
Last year I asked Ms. Carter, auctioneer that will overcome the harbor. Last year, or early this past year, I asked Ms. Carter the status of the contract between Medford and the county in reference to Pine Lakes Library. She gave me, and I fully expected it, a kind of crappy answer, so I'm going to ask you now, what is exactly the status?
You're talking about the agreement?
Yes, sir.
I think the last thing that I heard, and I'm not sure if anything has come in since then, the county was waiting for receipts of services that were done so they could be reimbursed for those numbers. I'm not sure at this
That's my
point.
understanding.
I'm not sure where we're at on how many of them have been reimbursed. We'll get you that information.
Well, that's the 35,000.
That's
I
the
understand that, but I'm saying, what about the overall agreement in reference to what's going to happen when people find it's like the actual building itself, or they going to look at another building?
They embarked on a study at the request of the county to determine if, in conjunction, Paul, with the county, to determine if in fact those facilities are going to actually make it 5, 10, 15 years down the road. I don't want to say a census study, but really what it is a utilization study. And I talked to a couple folks from the Library Commission, because really a lot of that falls under their purview in terms of, we would handle the construction side of it, but the overall maintenance and the running of a shop would fall within their purview. They're looking at potentially a model, something like a library of the future type model. The day, and actually it's funny, I was talking to Paul left, I was talking to a librarian up in St. Joe's the other day, and the days of the stacks aren't what they used to be anymore. People aren't drawn to a library for that, for the IT opportunities, for the DVD rentals, and actually a lot of workshops and programmatic type things, which that library sees a lot for programmatics. So I will check for you. I'll get back to you. I have your information here online. I'll get back to you and let you know where we are with that study.
Thank you.
What else? Seeing none, we'll move on to comments from freeholders.
Yes, I attended as did Tim Tyler from the county, the Burlington Veterans Day commemorative celebration. I don't know if it's a celebration.
I think it's a celebration.
At the cemetery up there, it was really great. General Grant was there, and a number of other military representatives. And again, I'm sure we'll also get to speak, express our appreciation this week to all of our veterans, the Veterans Day. Also, one of the resolutions that was passed is in regards to the PetSmart, and that would be, Anna, do you want to talk about that, or you want me to, or would you, Bruce? We're moving ahead with hopefully having PetSmart being one of our sites for us to take our, mostly pit bulls, our cats also out to show to the public. So go ahead. This is a great project. You should get credit for it.
So the Burlington County Animal Shelter always has lots of dogs and cats that are available for adoption. We're always looking for new creative ways to get them out and adopted. So feel free to stop by. We're not open 7 days a week, but we're hoping that this partnership will enable us to go out to all the PetSmart locations that are in Burlington County. So we're excited because there's several. We'll be able to go out and actually have special pet adoption days, and we'll be starting that as soon as the contract is signed. We actually have to apply and then move forward. There are special national adoption days that lots of shelters have an opportunity to bring their pets to. We'll have an opportunity to bring our staff and the pets and really spotlight the animal shelter in the location of the local PetSmarts throughout the county. So we're excited about that.
And I think you already had somebody, one of the cats or somebody out of the kiosk at the first time ball.
Yes. Yeah.
So we're using that. And Bruce, I want to thank you and the trade unions for making the cat room. You want to talk about that when we turn around?
Okay, I can do that. Oh, yeah, if you like to.
Well, I would just also like to thank all of our veterans. I know we have a number of them in attendance this evening, so thank you for your service. We'll be here without you.
To echo others in this room, thank you to those that have served our nation, those that serve today, those who are sure they're going to, but will ultimately someday serve this country. We do owe you a debt that we cannot easily repay. I'd like to congratulate the director. I'll look at action. I'd like to congratulate my colleague to my left on a well-fought campaign. A good job. Now we can all get back to work, as it were, as we're supposed to be doing. And with that, we don't have to say happy Thanksgiving if we'll see each other again. So that's that.
Thank you, Director. Again, appreciate all the veterans' support out there. Thank you for your service. I want to especially thank my dad, 91 years old, and served in the Pacific Theater, United States Navy. So thanks to him, thanks to all his buddies that are still around, and definitely the ones that have passed. Director, congratulations. With that, I'll kick it back to you.
Same thing, though, I want to thank our veterans. One thing about Burlington County is we have a lot of veterans, you know, with the base and things like that. And a lot of people, as we all grown up over the years, have made a big impact on our lives. So once again, we'll just thank all the veterans who have served to make sure our country stays free. I'll go back to our CAT room. We ended up with I guess we had 16 or 17 carpenters from Local 255 that came out to build an open CAT structure over the shelter. And it's, I don't know, maybe 14 by 15. It has a big viewing window in it. And the best part about it was those guys came in, they volunteered their time. All the materials were donated. Some were from the county. But there was a couple of our employees that went in and painted the room. They actually did artistic, there's cats on the walls and trees on the walls. And they did it on their own time. They came in, they were doing it on their own hours. I mean, it's a great thing. But as much as that's good, it's good news. One of the best part about that shelter is there's, I guess, 160 volunteers.
Yes.
There's 160 volunteers from the Burlington County, Friends of the Burlington County Animal Shelter that come out there, and pretty much everybody's out there at least once a month. I think they throw them out of the group, so they have to come out. And they spend hours and hours there either exercising the dogs and getting them ready for adoption. So there's a lot of people that really have their hearts in the right place. And at that point, I think I'll let it go, and I'll look for a motion to adjourn. So, motion by Freeholder Donnie, second by Freeholder Howard. All in favor? Aye. Opposed? Ayes have it. Thanks for coming out.